How much run would an egg yolk run if an egg were perfectly poached? Hi, welcome to today's episode of In the Kitchen, Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Ariyele, and today we're making a dish I call There Are No Words. What is it? A poached egg atop a bed of frisee with crisp potatoes and caramelized red onions. Heaven, the swoon gods are with us. It's true. I'm gonna get my water going for my egg, and I'm gonna talk to you a little bit as we hang out and chat. I wanna say, as usual, I'm gonna be a chatty McChatterson while we hang out, and if you want explicit instructions and directions on anything that you see me doing here, you can pay attention to the embedded directions or click the link below to inthekitchenkeepingitreal.com. We're gonna start to get all sizzly. What I'm adding to the pan right now are some fingerling potatoes. I'm gonna bring this over here, that have been sliced on a mandolin, which is, I'll show you, a way of slicing something to be paper thin. You can almost see through it. And then I soak them for a few rinses in a bowl of cold water. And what you'll see is that water gets all murky. That's all the sugar from the potato kind of being drawn out by the cold water. And so then I do many, many strains of that. What that'll do is get the potatoes crisp, boom, really quickly, so that we don't have to spend so much time slaving over and adding more and more and more oil. To my boiling water, I'm gonna add some distilled white vinegar. In fact, that looks like, oh no, that's a good splash. It's gonna take it back down, but we're gonna bring it back up to a boil. This helps keep the egg and all the egg white nice and together, so that when we're pulling it out, there aren't all these stringy bits that look like we're inside of a live model of a cell inside the body. Did you like my interpretive dance for egg yolk whites in the, well, not yolk, egg whites swimming around in water? And we've got our beautiful head of clean, fresh, washed frisee from the farmer's market. I'm going to take a healthy portion. Oh, look, it got me that nice little center part. Just cut down the white, the super, super white, stalky bitterness. I'm going to give this a nice, fine chop so that we get really shreddy. Just giving a little wink over at my potatoes to make sure they're good. I'm frying them in bacon fat. I know, you're wondering, that does not sound healthy. Listen, people, I got news for you, okay? Animal fats are good for you. Not only are they good for you, they're necessary, okay? I can't stress this enough. This is something that I had to learn through getting really sick with a chronic illness, and then, you know, seeking all kinds of alternative healing. And what ultimately I ended up doing was looking from the ground up at my diet. I'm going to give them a little flip. Crisping right up. What's amazing about bacon fat is that it can really handle high temperatures, so you can really fry stuff up in there and let it get really crisp. You'll avoid all the dangerous oxidation that comes with using vegetable oil or canola oil or safflower oil, most of the oils that people use for high heat. I'm gonna get my egg into my boiling water with distilled white vinegar, carefully, just so that I can keep it nice and clean and together. Got my little compost bin down there. So check it, here's the key. I've got my awesome frisee bed. I'm gonna give it a generous olive oil swoon. See, now swoon is turning into all kinds of things. Watch, people are going to soon start using swoon as a verb. Swoon is an adjective to exclaim about their happiness when they eat this meal. This is a capful of balsamic vinegar. It's probably a little shy of a tablespoon. See, look at me. I can't help explaining it. Those are getting nice and crisp over there. And here I've got some caramelized red onions that I did right before. These are a pantry game changer. If you keep these in your house, you can add them to veggie dishes, you can add them to salads, and in this dish they really shine because the sweet caramelization from the onions combined with the bitter crunch from the frisee and the yummy perfect egg yolk run of the egg with the crispy potato and the bacon fat. Guys, this breakfast, amazing. So if you do that ahead of time, you can do that, or if not, you can caramelize them right up. I actually caramelize them in olive oil. Olive oil rocks because it's so good for you, and it's the kind of oil that, okay, see, those are getting a little smoky, so I'm going to take those off, let them cool, but they're nice and good to go. Olive oil can oxidize, but it takes quite some time. So if you do it at a nice low level, you'll be fine. Here are some chives. So why do I call this dish There Are No Words? Because when I made it, when I invented it, there were no words for me to explain or describe how fucking phenomenal I thought it was. I literally ate it and was rendered speechless by my own self. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I'm just saying that in a truth way of like, OMGZ, mani neezy. They almost got knocked out from underneath me. No. Sorry, I mean, I wish I had freestyling ability. I don't. What's up, Jake Ressler, my man? That's my bro. He's an amazing freestyle rapper. Chopped chives. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our awesome crispy potatoes. It's kind of like adding potato chips, but not, because they're fresh, that have been cooked. Okay, let me tell you another story. The bacon fat idea came from the fact that when I first made this dish for the man dude, he was like, is there bacon in here? That was me saying, is there bacon in here? And I was like, no. But the caramelized onions impart a smoky flavor that can taste a little like bacon. But then I thought, whoa, I could actually cook the potatoes in the bacon to bring up and punch up those flavors, and forget about it. Everybody's gonna be calling me. They're gonna say, oh my God, we wanna have your breakfast. There are no words. And I'm gonna say, fine, come, eat. Eat at my table. Have fun with me. Let's check our egg. 3 minutes on a poached egg. Perfect. Turn that puppy off. Quick rinse. Don't want vinegar taste in your egg. Oh! I'm starting to salivate. When I make this meal, I start to salivate because I know how good it is. Check this out. I'm just gonna create a little bed in here. Do you see how nice and clean all the edges of that egg are? That's the vinegar. That's the work that the vinegar does. And we are generous with our fresh herbs and chives. Really get it in there. And we do one more sprinkle of salt along the top. And I love the way some fresh pepper tastes, looks, smells, and feels on a poached egg. Oh, and it's time. We now give you, how much run would an egg yolk run? And if an egg were perfectly poached? Let's see. Oh, the answer? A lot. Thank you so much for watching today's episode and hanging out with me on In the Kitchen, Keeping It Real. We will check you next Wednesday on the internet. I'm about to take a bite of this. I'm nailing it again! If you guys want very explicit instructions, directions, ideas, substitutions about this dish, in thekitchenkeepingitreal.com or at the end of this video. Can't wait to check you next week, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal time. United we stand, keeping it real. Ciao.